They won't let you on the tender without you.
Yeah, it's going to be a long day, especially if it's hot. It's going to be a long day.
Flight September.
There's Moby going now.
Moby Dick again, where the whale?
One going in, coming in.
That's why I said it was going to be a long day tomorrow. It's not worth it.
Yeah,
Change here.
I went to not see. I got a volcano, but they're the farm, right at the bottom.
That's why
Between Tenerife and here. I mean, that was supposed to you can do that, just depend on didn't like us much. Calm down a lot. Since we come out. Gosh, I don't know about this beautiful garden. When we got there, we were at Paddington Road. Yeah. As soon as everybody was off the flight, it's good.
Together with ham and mushrooms. These are the four most important ways, but nowadays they put everything on the pizza. On the right, down below, there is META, Meta, Piano, Sant'Agnello, and then Sorrento. We are going to stop a little bit farther, just a few seconds. And then Sorrento. But the towns really are one next to the other, so we will drive through them as far as Sorrento.
Yeah.
Oh yes, I noticed it from a wee
because the landscape changed very much after the eruption. Now the Vesuvius is over there, the before run, and the eruption was in 79 AD, the first eruption in the history of Pompeii itself. So the upper part of the crater exploded, disintegrated into very little stones that you can see everywhere. Those are little stones. It was forgotten at the moment of the eruption. But luckily, when they fell down on the immediate range, there was a balance of So standing on the podium, they spoke to the population who would gather in the Basilica, which was the biggest building of each Roman city. But why we use the same term for churches nowadays? I don't know if you have been in a basilica, St. Peter's Basilica, for instance, in the excavations. When they started the excavations, it was just by chance. They were digging in the garden of a private villa to find water. They were digging a well. This was the reason. And they found a statue belonging to the theater of Ercolano, the other city. And they were not archaeologists. They were diggers. They were treasure hunters who were paid by the noble families to come here to dig through the volcanic metals, trying to get whatever was valuable. And there were shops in the side streets. So wholesale and retail market. There were little shops both on the right and the left. Sacred area over there. It is a set structure, the one on the market. Only here there is in the middle. This means it's a sulfurous of mercury, and it is a kind of a powder on the volcanic stones. You can well conceive as in these ancient frescoes. Okay, have a look and then go out.
Morbid in a way.
Antonella's children. Basic white, blue and red. And look at these telamoni, these human shaped pillars. They're made with the terracotta, which is a very poor material. But look at the sense of the anatomy they have. You really have the impression they are supporting the weight of the whole structure. You read in a mosaic floor, black and white. The black parts and tiles are made with lava stone, and the white ones with limestone, a waterproof coating. So once they got used, they could go to the heating, to the hottest room we will see.
Had a great day here in Naples. All our pre-departure safety checks have now been satisfactorily completed. If you're around, it's a beautiful evening. If you're not on the way down to dinner, do come up on deck and enjoy this departure from what is really quite a spectacular port and Cartagena. Weather conditions again tonight look quite terrific, and I do expect that we'll be getting a lovely evening and night at sea. Now, understand, ladies and gentlemen.
A very good evening to you, ladies and gentlemen. The first sitting for dinner is now being served in the Pacific restaurant. Enjoy your evening.
He's just invited everybody up on the deck. He says the first dinner's being served. Did you manage to take him?
Yes, we do. It's not at all. Definitely not.
Mud. Big.
But in the old times, just windmills. The plots used to be divided in different areas that belong to different private people. No problems. Lemons, we have. Right, we have a little mist. Getting misty is a pity. We'll take.
Yeah, a long way down there.
Yeah, I know.
It looks so small. Now this side was all in. I think he's coming round to give us a nudge.
Male doesn't know what the word shocking means. Wasn't Prince...
that cafe, don't you?
Another nice place, Nick.
I was feeling a little melancholy because my favorite masseuse broke both of her hands in a ski ball accident. And normally when I get sad, I do a shopping spree at Prada, but I already had the entire fall collection. So I said to my assistant, where do regular people shop when they get sad? And she told me about this place called Target, which I guess is like a Rodeo Drive for people who wear generic Uggs. It's a place...
It's a bit dull this morning. Breakfast and watch all the lights go by.
In the fog.
Surely.
I'm sorry.
Sunrise over Gibraltar.
Is that the airstrip? That is the airstrip. Vincent was terrified flying in there. It's all right.
Welcome to Gibraltar. We have now received clearance from the local authorities.
Battery wasn't in properly. Then David arriving.
Hello, good evening.
Hello. Thank you.
Andy.
See what the others say.
Yeah,
Huh?
Evelyn.
Peter and Jackie.
Hi. You've been hiding
From our waiter.
Hello there.
Hello, Jackie.
Hello, David. How are you? Good. I haven't seen you today. I haven't seen you today.
You had a one.
All we got to do is wait for... Go and laugh, Jackie.
Pardon? Oh, thank you.
I started about 6 this morning, 5, 6 this morning, so I over a little bit. It's with the swell really.
Yeah, that's when I woke up about it. It woke me about 4.
Yeah. Flat calm really, it's just a slight swell coming into the Atlantic.
Swell.
There's a big hurricane over in Grand Cayman, so the swell's coming this way.
Great improvement.
I really do like...
Got auto date. 21 minutes. Oh. Oh. Thank you. Okay, I got it.
You got it?
Yeah.
I was going to say I would have done it for you.
That's it.
I've got to get up in a minute, haven't I? I've got to get up.
I don't know how to get up.
Close up. What am I supposed to do now? Stop.
What is your charity downstairs? What is the charity downstairs?
Take that silly grin off your face.
Yeah, I'll try that.
Big new ships
How do you know that?
I didn't go to tea. Can I give you the bread?
You got yours? I got mine. Oh, it's making my eyes go funny, that is.
I know it does, doesn't it?
Ooh. I don't like that.
It's all about flambéed cherry. And melted ice cream.
The little girl again for another 7-8 weeks, and by then Lauren was dead.
Over the past couple of years, Alison, we've covered some horrifying cases, very similar to this one in some ways. The Victoria Clambier case, for example, a few months ago. How can we look now at a better network, a better national structure, if you like, which will try to get us into a position where this doesn't happen? We say it every time, don't we?
Yes, we do, and we do certainly need to do something to improve the child protection network, because each time one of these cases come up, it's the same problem: lack of communication, inexperienced staff, even procedures which haven't been carried out. That means social services departments, whatever their problems, are getting the very basics wrong.
Alison, thank you very much.
Chinese band down this place.
Now, spending on schools, hospitals and transport won't be hit by the global economic problems caused by the attacks on America. Chancellor Gordon Brown told the Labour conference today that Britain faced testing times which would demand a disciplined approach to economic policy. Mr Brown warned that it had fallen to this generation to bear the burden of defeating international terrorism. He said the government was bringing forward an urgent package of measures. As Mark Mardell reports now from Brighton.
Rather like the police and the high fencing, the Chancellor's job is to make people feel aware of the threat,
what
at the same time secure. He said the terrorists might undermine the very possibility of world prosperity, well placed to withstand the shock.
No one can yet be sure about the impact of the events of September the 11th.
You hungry?
So these are times that will test us here in Britain. And I understand people's worries about the effect of the global slowdown on their jobs and on their livelihoods.
But these testing times would not blow the government off course. He said they would not be forced to put up income tax, would not cut back spending plans on schools and hospitals, whatever people said.
When they ask whether in these times of adversity we have to sacrifice social progress, I reply, it's because we are more determined than ever to set the right priorities, that these times of adversity will not diminish if they will strengthen our commitment to progressive goals.
But underneath the defiance, great caution about future spending and even the hint of the possibility of higher taxes. For the Chancellor, the war against terrorism means squeezing £60 million worth of terrorist money in British banks.
Ready access to finance is the lifeblood of modern terrorism. And no institution, no bank, no finance house anywhere in the world should be harbouring or processing funds for terrorists.
The entire tone of this conference has been altered by the international situation. You can still wear a green ribbon to protest against private money going to public services. You just can't vote against it. The unions had wanted a showdown, did vent their anger this afternoon.
We know that Britain will be better off if we got rid of the failed contractors and showed a lot more faith in our public service workers.
Ministers didn't join in the applause. The current public mood has stifled this debate. It won't kill it off forever.
Mark is in Brighton now. Mark, can we talk first of all about Gordon Brown's figures? Because some people think that the promises he made in view of the uncertainty worldwide just don't stack up. Well, how do you assess matters?
Well, indeed, his advisers are being remarkably frank and saying that they just can't tell what sort of impact the acts of September the 11th will have on the economy. They can't tell what effect it will have on taxation, but there was an intriguing passage in his speech about we must bring people with us over the budget. Now, when I asked the advisers, did that mean the possibility of higher taxation? They say it's too early to say. So I think we already knew, because we talked about it a lot during the election, there was a bit of a gap in the figures, not now, but in a few years' time. And I think that the world situation makes that a little more difficult still.
The other big issue being talked about in the past week or so, Mark, in view of the terrorist attacks, is the question of ID cards in Britain. Does that now seem to be a subject that's gone away?
Well, we know for certain that it won't be in this emergency package that's coming before Parliament in a few weeks' time. And intriguingly, the Home Office Minister, Lord Rooker, it used to be Jeff Rooker, was at a fringe meeting about this very subject. And he said there were no plans, there was no discussion, there was no policy paper. And even though it was a fringe meeting saying they were a bad idea, he didn't put one argument forward to say that they were a good thing. And then Downing Street say they're in the slow lane. So I think they're so far on the back burner, they're almost out of reach.
Mark, thank you very much for that. Now, we heard the Chancellor underline that there should be no safe hiding place for terrorists or their cash in Britain. The government has already frozen assets linked to the Taliban worth some £61 million, and the clampdown on so-called dirty money flowing from Britain to terrorist organisations looks set to continue. Rory Kettlin-Jones is with me here. Rory, what is the government trying to achieve then at the end of the day?
Well, here in this financial war against terrorism, the government really believes it needs more weapons against money laundering. Let's look first at what money laundering actually is. It's a catch-all term to describe how dirty money, the proceeds of crime, is put through the financial system to hide its origin. Now, there are lots of methods. One is to divide the money into small sums and send it on a journey around the world through different bank accounts. Each time it's moved, the trail just gets harder to follow. Another is to invest it in a legitimate business, an estate agent, for example. Even if the money's dirty on the way in, if put to proper use, it can soon emerge looking perfectly respectable. And bureaux de change provide another route. Now, they don't have to keep records when money is changed into other currencies. The government believes that 65% of cash which leaves the country in this way is illegal. That's £2.6 billion a year. It's one area where the government plans tighter regulations. In future, bureaux de change will have to register with the authorities, but that won't be enough to tackle larger scale money laundering. London takes pride in being one of the world's great financial centres, but critics say it's also an important staging post for criminal funds.
Private banking, in particular in London and New York, has been established as the primary conduit for black money from money launderers who are often laundering it on behalf of